I've really come to realize that slowness is a way that I like to live into. And so the way that we communicate in these practices is to bring some slowness into our relational field. And what the effect of that is that for me, time slows down. And that stretch in time brings a sort of bliss and aliveness in my body that is kind of unreal in regular life.
That makes me curious of how it impacts your regular life. Like, how do you bring what you learn in these practices into life?
Because I live in a world where not everyone is experiencing these practices, really the practice is for myself. So the way that I relate to myself, and I can witness my thoughts, witness my body, and really be with myself in connection, I feel more authority in my presence, and I feel more present. And that usually has the effect with someone else of creating intimacy and a level of transparency that not everyone is used to, but tend to be drawn to.
What does it look like when you lead? Like, what kind of space do you invite people into?
I can't always be the bundle of unconditional love that I feel inside or that I want to spread, but when I lead, that really comes out. And so I really I'm just in my unconditional love, and I feel the totality of everyone's experience as part of me, that there's no separation. And so when I come from that lens and people feel that there's no separation, that they don't have to feel in any way other with their experience, it creates this self-acceptance and an acceptance of everyone in the room that has a little bit of a unity vibe and a little more harmony.
What is it you want to show people through your leadership? Like, what's the invitation? What's the new reality that you're inviting them into?
What is core to my leadership in this practice is feeling my strength in vulnerability. So when I share something that others perceive to be vulnerable, but I can share with strength, there's this kind of imprint that's left of, wow, it's okay to share more transparently, to share something that is maybe a little uncomfortable, to bring it into a group. And that is so freeing. It really has unblocked a lot in me, and I can see how it affects people in my groups.
What's your edge? Or like, where does it get tricky for you?
My continual practice and edge is to really stay connected to my sensory experience and to really know how my breath is, how my heartbeat is, and be with that. Because when I can really be with that and what I want to say is revealed through that, then there's so much more presence with it and so much more attunement. And so it's always still something that I like to work on, is continually being with my sensory experience.
What's it like answering these questions?
I know that by answering these questions, I'm summarizing something that feels to me so much more complex and nuanced, but there's something nice about bringing concision to my experience and some sort of summary aspect to what I do and what I love.
Can you say more about the love?
I love to be in spaces where the wholeness of the human experience is celebrated, and there's nothing that is othered or considered separate from what really is truly part of the collective experience and therefore part of me. And so when that is a context, I relax into myself, and there's nothing better for me than that.
Is there anything more you'd like to bring? Now I have you.
Yeah. It's really special for me to be around people who have dedicated a lot of their lives to these practices, because when I'm around others who are really modeling living from their sensory experience and in the present moment, it just creates an environment for me to really practice and be in that myself. And it's just a beautiful place to be.